Okay, what are your names and how do you know each other and how did you discover this place and what is the name of this place?
Okay, my name's Jacqueline Mitchell,
My name's Jordan Sabayan.
and we actually met in preschool and we didn't know it.
So we've been in a committed relationship now we had our ceremony about 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
6 years ago. And we've been dating longer than that. And we moved in together to this apartment. We've been living together previously, but we moved into the Atlantis apartments over here off of Cherokee and Alameda in late 2020. I believe it was actually November 2020.
I think it was December because we moved in.
You're right. There was one day in November.
Yeah, we had to pay one day in November.
But December 2020.
So what is Atlantis Apartments and why did you move here? What was the appeal?
So the Atlantis Apartments was at the time advertised as a low-income, accessible, affordable, integrated housing option that took low-income and Section 8 voucher holders, as well as people that want to pay market rate. The apartments were touted as being very accessible, wide doorways. You could get into the bathroom, the bedrooms, and had all these different anemones. What was it? A computer room at the time.
Yup, a fitness room.
Fitness room and like a balcony area with some tables and chairs where residents could hang out in a big community room. And the appeal of having it be encompassed by or be in proximity to the Atlantis Community Incorporated Independent Living Center. So people with disabilities and their families could get assistance with activities of daily living and other services.
So as tenants, you have the advantage of being able to rely upon the landlord or the management to take care of any maintenance problems. In other words, if you were to buy a place, you'd be responsible for replacing the furnace or the repairing the toilet or whatever, hot water heater. What's been your experience in these 4 years plus now with Atlantis as far as them holding up their end of the bargain there?
Oh gosh. If we did buy a place, I bet you we could get it fixed a lot quicker than we do stuff here. We've heard a lot in recent days about they have a bidding war for different contractors. Say you need a plumber. They look at 3 companies and we're guessing that the lowest price is the one that gets to do the plumbing for that particular job that's needed.
And I guess to add on to that, ever since we moved here, we have had maintenance problems that usually involve water and our ceiling in some way or another, and it usually has to do with the upstairs apartment leaking into ours.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of need for drywall and wet cleanup. It's been very difficult to get somebody the same day to come out and help. More often than not, our maintenance requests usually get punted about like a week out, if that. And usually when they do come and service the apartment, they only do like a little bit at a time. We've had extremely long wait times for getting drywall repair, for instance. We had a maintenance emergency in the building, but not our apartment. They had to use our apartment to cut into the ceiling to access the pipes for the apartment above us. And they came out of nowhere for us, we were not given any warning. We had about 3 people we didn't know saying they need to come into our apartment and cut holes in our ceiling.
Yeah, and these guys were big men. Like, they could have, like, they were tall. And we're 2 disabled people, so that was frightening, and we got no explanation.
We didn't get
Did you get notice?
No.
And they were the only people that told you about it? There was no word from management? It was
No.
just the workers that showed up?
not
Yeah.
until the next day.
Yeah, not until the next day. And the only reason we got that is because I pissed them off enough because I denied them because we had agreed that the maintenance guy at the time was going to call us prior to them coming. And turns out he wasn't supposed to do that. Well, if you say you're going to do something, in my opinion, you should still do it. Regardless if you're, oops, I made a mistake. I said I was going to do this. I'm not supposed to. But I need to do it this time. Yeah, so I denied them entry into our apartment because they said they were going to come at a certain time and they didn't. And LaRonda got pissed off enough and we were threatened with an order to enter and ultimately eviction.
When was this?
This was in November of 2023.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, backing up a step, how many buildings are there in the Atlantis Apartments, and how many tenants are there?
There are 2. There could be up to, 120?
So yeah, there's 2 buildings in this complex. We live in Atlantis 1, and then there's Atlantis 2, and each building has about 120 tenants roughly. And
I
in-
thought there were only 60 units in each.
Oh, that's right. 60 units. Yeah.